this is a question actually from a student of mine. She just said, how do you know when information you're receiving is symbolic or an actual event? For example, in a session with a client, she received an image of a shackle around the ankle and an intense feeling of grief. At first, she thought this may have been a past life event, but after discussing it with the client, it felt like it was more symbolic of a current event or maybe both. And so the reason I thought this was useful for everybody, not even people who may be working with clients, because we might have insights like this of our own sometimes, when we're in meditation practice as well. But I thought it was a beautiful opportunity to talk about timeline dynamics. And so I did respond to Michelle separately, but I said to her, it is both. Because what happens is in timelines, when there are things that have gone unresolved, we mirror them back again to get resolution. And so it would be coming back up again for her client to get resolution because it wasn't resolved in a previous timeline. And, that's a lot of the stuff. Like when we have disharmony in our psyche, in our subconscious, in our energetics, which is all the same thing, when we have disharmony in there, it can either come from our current experience, what we're experiencing in this timeline. It can come from other timelines as well, other experiences we've had in different timelines. It can also come woven through our ancestral DNA. And so any of these energetic imprints are there for our benefit. And that's the fundamental, new earth understanding of why we actually even human. We come here choosing what we would like to evolve through, what we would like to experience at higher and higher levels. And so, this is the main reason why sometimes we can think we've cognitively got over something, but then the same patterns come back up. Who's had that experience? And it's because it's actually there, not just to I've let go of it, I've let go of it, I've let go of it, I've let go of it. It's actually to come back to self-inquiry of what's the evolution? What's the evolution that my soul desired to meet through having this experience? And again, don't try and work it out from here because the ego mind will go, aha, what do you mean? That's ridiculous. It's it's like literally what mine used to do all the time. That's why I mimic it so well. But it's about coming to the beautiful heart space, sitting in your meditation, doing some beautiful heart space practice, really cultivating that beautiful frequency of your higher beingness, and then ask, what's the evolution? What gift am I receiving out the other side of the suffering? And that's how you dissolve patterns and programs. That's how we bring the opportunities for growth through to completion by meeting the evolution. This is how we change the patterns long term. So just taking a moment to breathe into that. And, when things are raw and hard, and if you haven't done a real lot of introspection before, it can be very difficult to access that. And, I'm only sharing that level of information with you guys who've come to this transmission because I know that you will be able to see through the surface level of the 3Ding to be able to get where I'm going with that teaching. Like if you say that to someone who hasn't done much work, they might just punch you in the face. It's kind of that, what do you mean it's beneficial? stupid person. So, but I know that you can actually get the depth of that. So if you just sit with that, and when things are raw, maybe that's not the best time to try and access the gift. Actually let yourself feel the feelings, let it flow through, but you don't want to get stuck in the victim, because the victim is the 3D program. It's the entrapment of the density. It traps the density literally within us when we fall into blame, shame, victim, not allowing ourselves to recognize that there's a reason for everything. No matter how, twisted it can be, sometimes it's like, even if it's like, oh, won't do that again, it's everything's showing us something. And when we don't receive the teaching, it has to happen again, because we just didn't turn up in this life to not evolve. And that's kind of the greater reality.